It's been a while since the last one of these, so I'm going to continue the remakes with Annihilator. Before we start, all of these are stereotypes, so don't take them too seriously, and don't get all pissy if your favorite weapon gets a bad rap. If I miss any weapons, that's because they're not listed on the wiki, because I go in order from the wiki. I also want to start something new for this video, and the videos after. Before each video, I'll show my current time played for the class that's on that episode. So, for example, my time played on Annihilator is somewhere on the corner somewhere. With all that said and done, let's begin. The grenade launcher, like many other primaries, is just something that I can't give a stereotype. You've either just started out, or you've played long enough to realize that it's probably his most reliable primary out of his arsenal.
Nice fucking stab, dipshit.
The M1 Garandier, also known as the Iron Bomber before it was changed, is a primary that Annihilators use when they think they're good without realizing that it's just handicapping themselves. Without the splash damage, taking out nests just isn't good, and if you get crits from a crit pumpkin or a crits medic, it's practically useless for crowd control. I guess they could make the argument with faster roller detonation speed and the fact that rollers detonate other rollers that it's better if you miss, but then again, if you miss, why are you playing Annihilator? The Iron Force is used by Annihilators that either think they're better than any person to ever grace this earth, or they hate Sentry Nests. I mean, when have you ever seen an Annihilator use the Iron Force, unless they're overly confident, or there's an enemy mechanic?
Sure, hope nothing bad happens. You gotta be shitting me.
Wait,
You gotta
are
be
you dead,
shitting me.
The loose cannon is used by people who are just tired of the traditional Annihilator gameplay loop. They enjoy mixing it up and going for those dopamine-inducing double donks that just feel really rewarding. They typically are high levels though, so expect level 150 to level 200, but you do see some low levels trying it out.
Get fucked. Oh my god.
This guy just loves being a pirate, probably using the lad's lid with the tide turner and the pirate cutlass. They're hybrid knighting, using a shield and a random sword of their choice to charge in and finish off anyone they hit with lemonade. Personally, I don't enjoy this playstyle, especially when I'm going against it, because who wants to take 35% more damage for 6 seconds? I also think it's a cheap way for bad players to have an upper hand in 1v1s. No one uses the Parabomber on demo or trooper. Like seriously, have you ever seen an Annihilator under level 10 actually use this? These are typically used, from my experience, by caber annies, sticky jumping in and trying to garden people with the caber, and honestly, I respect it. These are used by annies that just love getting into the backlines with the stock Stickybomb launcher and ruining any mechanic's day. Exhibit A, Jessaf. Annie Knights.
No way.
That's it, Annie Knights. This weapon is a great tool at locking down a control point or taking out sentry nests, and don't even get me started if it has crits on it. It's sad to see that no one uses it, favoring the sticky jumper or shields over it, and when it is used, it's just used as sticky spam.
Hey y'all, come look at this.
You're a bitch. That's all I have to say to get my point across.
Get fucked. Oh my god.
This is probably the most used secondary in Annihilator's arsenal, allowing him to have massive mobility and insane damage output when you consider good pipe nade shots. If he's using this, he means business. Most Annie Knights don't use this unless they're going for the Thrash and Bastion achievement, and outside of that, this thing isn't very viable offensively or defensively. I killed him with the bleed! This is probably the second most used shield in Annihilator's loadout, and for good reason. It gives you good resistances and allows a fair amount of mobility, with those things considered it's just barely outshined by a few other shields. Most people use this because the charge recharges faster, but just like the Targent Targe, it isn't used as much just because the Tide Turner exists. These people are still trying to hold on to the fact that they removed crits from all shields. Or they're Caber Knighting. This is definitely the most used shield, all because of the mobility it offers and the charge buffs that it can give, being an all-around good viable secondary for Anti-Knight or Hybrid Knight. Very viable melee, but it's just sometimes outshined by swords and or the caber. This will be the last time I include the frying pan and the golden frying pan, simply because it's just always the same stereotype. It's really rare and you got it by being lucky. Good job. It's probably strange and is the only melee they'll use, even on Anti-Knight. No one uses this unless they just got it from bosses and are really excited that they won as King Abrax. It's strange and has something to do with Annihilator on it, those being the annihilated picture or the did you just make a fart joke picture. This isn't used as much as the TF2 counterpart, but it does see some gameplay with the sticky jumping with the Greaves. Anti-Knight. Only psychos use this on Hybrid Knight, and even then they're not even good with it. High Canopy Cramps, Kramer Comper, and Kama Kappa. Hi Ginkler Binkler. You're bad at Anti-Knight. If you need an extra second of charge just to get a kill for less health, you're not good. You'd better be off going traditional Annihilator or using a different melee to Anti-Knight with, because this just does not make you skilled at the game for an extra second that you get just having the slightest edge of a win. And I'll stand on that. I will die on that hill that the Elegant Blade is a crutch for bad players. Fight me. The same thing as the Elegant Blade, but way more annoying, especially if it's unique instead of genuine. Normally used on red, on payload, where it adds no benefit to the player but a faster move speed. It's literally a downgrade when people use it on defense, and yet people still decide to. This is pretty much the quote-unquote stock for all swords because it has no upsides except for having a longer melee range and taking longer to deploy and holster. And it isn't a bad pick, just like the Broken Sword, but also like the Broken Sword, it's just outshined by the other melees. Same thing as the Golf Club, but just more pirate-themed stuff in their loadout. This is normally used by full Anti-Knights, and sometimes Hybrid Knights use it if they don't have a doctor, or if they're confident enough to secure a kill even when they have a doctor. This really is just the same thing as a katana, but I finally got one. I sadly deleted the clip of me getting it, but look, it's ungifted and all, I got this all naturally.
Undoubtedly Caber Knighting or sticky jumping. This guy does not care about the objective and will do anything to secure at least one kill in the round, not worrying about his KD.
I don't see this very often, but when I do, it's on Hybrid Knights that use ammo boxes giving charge as an advantage to push in more because it fills their mobility and offensive abilities. And that's everything for Annihilator. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. I previously stated in the last video that my collector's rocket launcher will be named by one of you lucky viewers once I hit 1,000 subscribers. To submit a name, you can just leave a comment for a name, and I'll put it in a document and save it for later. You don't have to subscribe. I just thought it'd be a really fun goal. So I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one.